They trusted us with every one of their PGA athletes on site.
Yeah.
And said, you guys are shooting our big PGA launch campaign for next year. We had 4 days in Georgia with every one of their athletes. We got really lucky.
Yeah.
You know, there's one of my other favorite podcasts that I listen to is How I Built
One of
This.
your other, so is this one?
This is number one. Yes, number one.
Let's clarify.
The number two is a podcast called How I Built This, where they talk about failures.
Yeah,
and
I've heard of it.
One of the questions he always asks is, how much of your success do you attribute to hard work and the energy you put into it, and how much do you attribute to luck? And I mean, I can tell you firsthand, we put blood, sweat, and tears, and the whole 9 yards into the business.
Right.
But we got stupid lucky every step of the way.
Cool.
And we were just lucky enough to, we were smart enough to put ourselves in the position to capitalize on the luck.
Yeah.
And the first step where that happened was when we decided to start this in COVID. We didn't start it because COVID took off golf, and golf was really good in COVID. We started because we loved golf.
Yeah.
And then COVID happened,
and now it's this
and
one-man game.
Took off.
Yeah.
Every golf company's revenue took off. The interest in golf took off. And
Yeah.
it was like, we didn't plan that.
Right.
I'm not some business guru looking at that. We got super lucky.
Yeah.
Our first client was a really big name in the golf industry, Bad Birdie. And we got Bad Birdie as a client because my two business partners happened to be at the Waste Management Golf Tournament wearing a Wedge T-shirt. Some guy walking by them said, hey, that's a cool logo. What does Wedge do? And they said, we're a marketing company in golf. And he said, cool. I'm the CMO of Bad Birdie.
We need you.
And they did not need us until 2 weeks later, their videographer quit.
Oh, wow.
And it was just like, again, we were putting good work out there. We were trying our absolute best, but that's lucky.
Yeah.
That's super lucky.
Yeah.
And so, that was kind of the case of niching down and being able to capitalize on it and finding that luck. But yeah, the niche thing has been from day one a massive benefit to us because our outreach strategy early on in Wedge was Instagram DMs.
Yeah.
Hopping on Instagram and just DMing anybody we could find. I've since kind of told people that and talked to them, and they've come back to me and they've been like, man, I'm trying that. I'm trying to see what I can do with that. But how do you know to reach out to?
Yeah.
And it didn't click in my brain that not everybody has this built-in pool of clientele to search for, who to go after,
it's
all
just
that
random
kind of stuff.
It's like all these, it's like, and yeah, I mean, I'll let you keep going. Like if it's making me think about if someone came to my page, cool, he does media, and so do 100,000 other businesses. But then it's like with yours, it's like they do golf videos, and there's a huge need for that.
Right.
And I think they go to you because they see you as an expert in the space versus coming to my company because I've never done a golf video, but I could still kick ass with that golf video. But they would come to you because you're the expert, because you're niche.
You could potentially shoot it better. We've shot stuff with groups locally, other agencies and things who we pull them in on bigger projects because we need certain expertise and, a certain style of videography or whatever it might be.
That's what we'll do. Next time you need a crew, let us know. We'll shoot it for you. Your expertise will do the directing, and then we'll just make it look pretty.
Well, that's what's interesting though. You mentioned the word expertise. That's the beauty of being in a niche.
Yeah.
We were 3 kids out of the BYU Ad Lab who
another one, dude. There's a lot of kids coming out of that.
We love the BYU Ad Lab. Great program. Did a lot for us. They gave us as much of a jump start as they possibly could. But at the same time, we're 24, 25 years old, coming out of college.
Yeah.
Have, little to no industry experience. But because we started a company and said, all we do is golf.
Yeah.
We don't do anything else. We're just golf.
Yeah.
There were people that had no business inviting us into the room and then trusting us as if we belonged there.
Yeah.
Just because we said we were supposed to. We said we're the golf agency.
Yeah.
And so when we got to the point where a brand like Mizuno, a multi-million-dollar, if not billion-dollar company across the world, that's a big player in the golf space, needed more content, and they saw this company that was a golf-only marketing agency. They trusted us when, at that point, there was a lot of things they were asking us to do that we'd never done before.
Yeah.
Things that we'd never seen before, but we just needed to kind of get to the point where we could say we could do it. And then you have a shoot like this where they trusted us with every one of their PGA athletes on site.
Yeah.
And said, you guys are shooting our big PGA launch campaign for next year. We had 4 days in Georgia with every one of their athletes.
Dude, and what a freaking pleasure for you.
Oh, I mean,
you're like, you already not only do you do this, but you love it.
I mean, it beats a cubicle, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. But you love the sport.
We love the sport.
Just shooting something that sucks.
There's definitely a little bit here, with like, you do need to have an expertise level. Like, I'm not saying it's all smoke and mirrors.
Think about the, what's the word? The etiquette.
Totally.
Being able to communicate with those guys.
Knowing what a good grip looks like. Knowing what a good swing looks like.
Yeah.
When you're on the tee box, where's the bag? There is a lot of this little expertise.
I didn't even consider that.
That stuff goes into.
Yeah. Like, we need to do that again because this, and if I'm shooting it, I'm like, dude, I don't golf. I'd like to get good at it, and actually I can swing a top golf club pretty good. But that's cool. So, the expertise of just like knowing the etiquette and how to speak to these guys and the way to set up a shot that will make them look the best.
It's one of the similar industries or similar groups that, people can talk to is skating.
Totally.
Skaters speak a language.
Yeah.
Hey, this, if you mention, hey, this trick, if you do this, or if you hand somebody a board, a skater will know within 2 seconds if that guy's ever skated before.
Yeah.
It's a little less obvious, but golf's the same way. If
Yeah.
you showed up on a round tomorrow and you put a bag down,
Yeah.
I could probably look at someone's bag and tell you how long the guy's been playing.
Yeah, totally.
And it's just knowing that language, and it's just being in the industry for so long, and doing all that different stuff. But then when you get in front of guys like these who are the experts in the space, this guy on the left right here, he was on the Ryder Cup team this year and was playing in massive events. You kind of want to know what you're talking about and what you're able to do. So
so cool, dude. I had no idea that this is where we'd go so quick. I think it's so cool though, and I think anyone listening to this, I've tried to niche down, and a lot of the niches that I come into are just things that happen. So we get like a client that wants to pay us to do content, and then we get really good at managing that client.
Right. We've
niched into this kind of this system that we're building, and it's just happened where you started and you made a choice.
Right.
And so I think, and I remember I've read it in so many gurus books, and I mean, everyone talks about the powers in the niche. You just don't know, like, it's fun to hear someone actually speak to it and not just tell you to do it, and like see kind of the reason for it. Because if you're just a jack of all trades, it's like, well, what do you do? And you just have to start figuring that out and find your own voice. Some people find it, some people just decide.
And the niche really comes down to like, where can you provide value?
Totally.
Because where we saw the opportunity with the niching in golf was, understanding how to speak the golfer's language and speak to that type of person, But I had a friend of mine come to me recently who he was trying to start an agency. He actually used to work for us.
Cool.
Moved to LA, was trying to start his own agency out in LA, and he kind of called me and he said, "Hey, I'm trying to consider how far do I niche down." He'd come from our agency, which is like as micro niched as you can probably get.
Yeah.
So he's kind of asking like, how far should I go? How far should I stay out of this? And one of the kind of interesting thing that we talked about is that your niche isn't necessarily an industry. Mm-hmm. You can niche in a lot of different ways. Totally. You can niche in your specialty. You can niche in your expertise. You can niche in your processes.
Your style.
Whatever, your style.
I think Film Lab's a good example of
great
style.
Example. It's a style, and they do a lot of bigger, larger corporate type stuff and things like that. But like, that's a niche.
Yeah.
And they can hit a lot more people. And to be honest, it might be a more lucrative niche than even what I've chosen. But it does. The main thing with choosing a niche is not just choosing, a lot of people niche into weddings or different things like that, which I think is a great niche as well. But it's not just picking a popular niche or where you think there's an opportunity. It's more of, hey, where can I provide unique value that nobody else could?